Lawmakers demand to know why the White House failed to notify Congress about the prisoner swap. Earlier, I spoke with Congressman Jason Chaffetz, his reaction to the controversy. I'm here with Congressman Jason Chaffetz, who is on Congress's Government and Oversight Reform Committee. Congressman, thank you for being with us. Let's talk about Bowe Bergdahl. All right, is this guy a deserter?
Don't know yet. We got to investigate that. I always will cheer bringing home an American, but to trade 5 for 1 and release 5 of the worst terrorists on the face of the planet, that's where I've got the biggest concern.
Well, and, you know, the Obama administration says, you know, we didn't negotiate with terrorists, which is contrary to what it appears happened. Do you know what happened here?
That's contrary to common sense. Of course they negotiated with terrorists. They said, oh, well, we tried to talk to Qatar and... No, it's like, think about real estate. When you're going to purchase a home, you use a realtor, okay? But you're still negotiating the price of the home. It's the same thing they were negotiating with terrorists. They released, as Lindsey Graham said, the all-star team. It's the starting 5. It's just totally unacceptable.
Well, but the whole idea of the requirement on the part of the president to report this information to Congress 30 days before, the minimum 30 days before, was not followed by the president either.
The president signed a piece of legislation. He said in a subsequent letter that he thought it was unconstitutional, which begs the question of why do you sign a piece of legislation you think is unconstitutional? But nevertheless, there is a requirement of law. Of course we want the president to go get a U.S. serviceman, no matter his political beliefs. But there's a second part of this transaction, which is the releasing of prisoners from Guantanamo Bay. And the Congress, the people of America, have spoken loud and clear on that. The president is not just release terrorists onto the battlefield to kill us again. Well,
and clearly the statistics make it clear that the recidivist rate on the part of these guys who are being released from Gitmo is very high in terms of their going back to terrorism. But why would Qatar take these guys?
I don't know. We've got pretty good relations with them. But earlier in the week, the president said that there were assurances that they would do no harm for a year. But now we've learned that in the subsequent days that they're free to roam anywhere they want in that country. Their family members have come over. They can take a communications role in being able to communicate with people who are still on the battlefield and in harm's way. It's basically a glorified home confinement and with people that have not been rehabilitated. These are the worst terrorists, responsible for the death of thousands of people.
So why do you think the president would do that?
I don't know. You know, to try to get into the president's mind, what you're supposed to do in the sober light of day is consult with Congress. That's why we have the Constitution the way it's set up. That's why the law is set up.
And the law that he signed, by the way.
Do you think he would be President Obama if he, in the debates with John McCain, said, you know what, I'm going to negotiate with terrorists, and I will unilaterally, without any consultation with Congress, I'm just going to release the prisoners in Guantanamo Bay? He would have never been elected.
Well, and, you know, and we're going to take a look at one of these thoughts now of what he said before he was elected.
John McCain has repeated this notion that I'm prepared to negotiate with terrorists. I have never said that. I have been adamant about not negotiating with Hamas, a terrorist organization.
So why is he doing something different from what he promised?
Candidate Obama is totally different than President Obama. This has been my fundamental concern and question with the president. What he says and what he does are two different things.
Congressman Jason Chaffetz, it's always good to see you.
Thanks
so much for being here.